It's time for the final monthly TBR of 2025. We're going to chat about all my very delusional December plans. I like to end the year out very ambitious, not attainable. I also like to do this every month, so this is nothing new, but I don't usually bring it into my TBR videos quite as much. December is very content heavy between end of year videos, scrambling to get books read by the end of the year. So I'm not participating in anything besides what I go over in this video. We're gonna play my TBR game, Escape the TBR, where a haunted house picks my reads, trying to escape this house, and along the way I collect books. So we're gonna play the game, fit as many books as possible that I definitely need to read in December on my TBR, and then at the end I have more that I will probably have to talk to you about that I have to read in December, or I have to get rid of them. I do anticipate for there to be some repeats on my December TBR from other months, books that I really need to get to because of various reasons, and I just needed somebody to force me to read them, so keep me accountable. For this round of Escape the TBR, we are going to be starting up here, which is where I left last time, which is what I randomly decided is going to be the thing that I am doing for this game. So I feel like I haven't really explained the rules in a little bit. I am moving around this haunted house and the goal is to escape. I have these cards that help me do this. There are doors as I move around. The cards tell me if the door is locked or unlocked. And when I land on a spot at the end of the roll, then I have to pull a prompt and it has to match the genre of the room. So the rooms are different colors and those colors are different genres. Red is horror, orange is thriller, purple is romance, blue is sci-fi, green is fantasy, and pink is a wild card, which is books from my shelves. So starting up here, I have no plan for this month. We will just see where the board takes me. Roll 1, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So a book in any genre that is part of a series. You know how I mentioned that I would have to talk to you about more at the end, probably no matter what happened in this game? That's because I have 9 books on my physical TBR that I have to read by the end of the year or unhaul based on this thing that I set for myself. So all 9 of these I got in 2024 and I haven't read them yet. So I figured I either need to read them by the end of 2025 or why did I not prioritize them and they gotta go. So one of those 9 is The Songbird and the Heart of Stone by Carissa Broadbent. This is book 1 of the Shadowborn duet, but book 3 in the Crowns of Nyaxia series. This is a series of duologies. This is the 3rd book total, and we are following a character from the first one. And I have a signed, personalized copy, so this absolutely is one that I need to get to. We're following a character who was forcibly turned into a vampire and has lost everything, and now she's sentenced to death for murdering the vampire prince who turned her. Oh, I actually haven't read this synopsis. So then she's saved by somebody and they are traveling the underworld. There's more trials, which is so exciting to me because I really loved them in The Serpent and the Wings of Night. So this is a top priority because I'm not getting rid of a signed personalized copy. Roll 2. 7, we'll go this way, 1, door is locked, remove 1 book from TBR. Why does it hate me? Why does it hate me? Well, I have 1 single book, so goodbye, I guess. The game is trying to sabotage. 2, 3, door is unlocked. 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know if I really want to read any sci-fi before the end of the year, so a thriller picked with a random color generator. Okay, I'm gonna look up a random color generator, just clicking on the first one. Okay, so this is the one that it started with, and we are going to generate a new one. What does that say? Something blue? Green, blue. A thriller that fits that? Okay, I found one on my shelves, so I feel like the blue down here fits. That's pretty close, right? This was on my November TBR. I did not get to it. My life has been taken over by reading the horror books for the Goodreads Choice Awards. I'm honestly surprised this didn't make it onto the thriller list, but whatever. This is following a woman who is an old lady in a small town, and a investigative journalist shows up at her doorstep asking about the possible murders that she has committed in the past. So we are following a serial killer, and I think it's going to be dramatic and a lot of fun. I ended up not reading this in November also because I think I'm going to put it into a specific video I have coming in December that I'm really excited about. So hopefully I'll be able to get to this in that video. Roll 3. 5. 1, 2. Wrong one. Door is unlocked. 3, 4, 5. A book in any genre that is a last year release. Every month my Patreon gets to vote on a pick that makes it on my TBR. So that is this pick, and I cannot remove it from the game. So I put up a poll between Lost and Lassoed by Lila Sage. This is book 3 in the, Rebel Blue Ranch series. Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This is a YA horror. And The Ministry of Time by Colleen Bradley. That sounds not correct. And the winner of the poll by a decent amount was Lost and Lassoed. I have kind of realized that I have found myself reading too many contemporary romance series and not really remembering what has happened in them because I'm getting it confused with other things. So my goal is to try to finish up some of the ones that I'm reading that are already completed, and this is one of them. I have 2 books left that I have to read, and I'm reading a couple others that are more like cowboy romance. This one, the Chestnut Springs series by Lila Sage, the Edens by Devney Perry, which is more contemporary romance suspense, but they're still set in Montana, I believe. So I just don't want to be reading multiple with like the same kind of initial setup, even though they are different. So I wanted to finish up one. So hopefully this will be the next series that I complete. A small town romance. Enemies turn to lovers when they're forced to work together during one hot summer. Roll 4. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another book in any genre, in a favorite subgenre. For this, I was just browsing my shelves, looking at things that I am hoping to get to for various things before the end of the year. So I decided to pick my subgenre as a romance subgenre, and I'm going with a dark rom-com. So I have Tourist Season by Brynne Weaver. I am caught up on the Ruinous Love trilogy. I've read all of those, and I'm excited to jump into the Seasons of Carnage trilogy. This is the Barnes & Noble exclusive, so there's sprayed edges, a very cool map, dark romantic comedy meets thrilling suspense where falling in love can be a killer. This one is a funny, slow burn enemies to lovers romance where destruction and desire are balanced on the edge of a blade and where love is the most dangerous battleground of all. Also, I feel like my nails really match this, so maybe that's a sign. Roll 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another book in any genre. That is a genre blend. Okay, I make the rules here, right? What if I just add The Songbird and the Heart of Stone back on? It is a fantasy romance, so that is a genre blend. You know, that's what we're gonna go with. Roll 6. 7. 1. Please. Okay, door is locked. 2, 3, 4, 5. Doors locked. Remove 1 book from TBR. I don't like this game. Who made this up? I mean, yes, it was me, but I don't want to remove anything, which I do feel like I say every single month, but I think the one I'm going to remove is too old for this. I don't have set video plans for this. It might still come up. I'm hopeful it comes up because I really do want to get to it, but I don't have many options, so this is what we're gonna go with. 6, 7. Another book in any genre. That is a friend pick. Here's the situation. Normally I would ask somebody to like actually pick something for me, send me a video, whatever. But because I'm so tight on time to get some of these books read that I have to read or on haul, I am gonna go with Kin by Keelan Patrick Berg for this. And I am saying that this is a friend pick from Cassidy, from Covers with Cassidy, because she got this for me for Christmas last year. So I don't want to get rid of it. I really like this author's stuff and I want to read it. I'm actually like 20 pages into it. I've been reading it on my Kindle before bed, but I fall asleep immediately. This is following a family of cannibals and someone that is trying to survive that. And then someone comes home from the war and realizes that his brother was murdered? Oh, have I read this whole synopsis? And then we're following someone who is the survivor of this massacre, haunted by her friends. And it is time for everybody to return to catch this family. Also, I guess since I'm slightly explaining the rules, if a door was previously locked, I don't have that many options and I don't want to get 30 books on my TBR, so I am able to try it again. Maybe the ghosts will let it be unlocked the second time. So roll 7, 8, 1, 2, door is unlocked, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A book from my physical TBR that I read with the audiobook. A book from my physical TBR that I read with the audiobook sounds a little counterintuitive. I understand, but I'm going to go with the Ehrlich Undoing by Cassandra Celia. This is a Twisted Retreat book. Another one that I have to read or unhaul by the end of the year. I'm assuming this is a haunted house book. So our main character's grandmother has died. She's going to the town of Ehrlich to claim her inheritance. And then she's thrust into the world of the occult, and the townspeople have a history of dark magic and worship a mysterious leader. And then it seems like there is a haunted house. And the town does not want to seem to let her go. This author is actually fairly local to me. I love creepy, supernatural haunted house books. So I do have the audiobook of this one, and I'm excited to get to it. Roll 8. 4. Okay, here's the thing. I think I'm gonna just try to leave because I have a decent amount of books on my TBR. I have some video plans that I don't know what I'm reading yet, and I want to leave a lot of room open for them. So we're gonna try this. 1, 2, 3. Of course, door is locked. Remove 2 books from TBR. Okay, a lot of these books I have to read are on haul. Taurus season is not one of them, so I am going to remove this, even though I'm hoping I can fit it into a video. Not positive if that will happen, and taking this one off takes off some of the stress of all the other books I have to read. And then, okay, I know this is the second time, but I'm also going to remove The Songbird and The Heart of Stones. Because if we're being honest, I don't think I'm going to get to all 9 of the books. And this is one that I can count more of an exception for because it came out towards the end of last year and I have a signed personalized copy. So like, I'm trying to cheat the system a little bit if we're being honest. Okay, 4, a book from my physical TBR, picked with an emoji poll. I put up an emoji poll in my Discord on Patreon and I gave them these 3 emojis. You can see the emojis and the votes. So the first one has won. So going backwards, the last set of emojis I gave them was somebody driving away from a baby. Listen, I didn't know how to do I don't know how to do this one. So the book is Abandoned by Blake Crouch. Moving on. The next set of emojis is somebody like shushing, you know, Pretty Little Liars vibes. So Secrets in the Dark by Darcy Coates. This is book 2 in the Black Winter novel series. And then the first emoji was a drop of blood and a dagger, and that is Blood and Steel by Helen Schur. Are both of these books I have to read or on haul by the end of the year? Yeah. This is from the Arcane subscription. It's a bi-monthly subscription, and this set was sent out somewhat recently, and they just announced books 3 and 4, and you have to order them within a couple weeks. So I wanted to read at least the first one to see if I like it and want the rest of them. So I needed to prioritize this one, and I'm glad that it was picked because I think this is one that I would have maybe let slide and just like buy the other ones, even if I'm not sure, because I'm like, I can sell them. So I definitely do need to get to this one.
Roll 9. Okay, that is good because I don't want to get too many books on my TBR. I think I'm going to go for horror. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Doors unlocked. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A horror book that is a debut author or the author's debut.
I really didn't have many options, but I'm going to go with What Hunger by Catherine Dang. There is a chance that I will be reading this in November still. We still have a couple days left, but if I have to read something from my TBR early and then have more time in December to read other things, what's the harm? This is a cannibal book. This is following our main character who is dealing with the pressures of her parents. Her parents are immigrants from Vietnam. They rarely speak of their past in Vietnam except through the lens of food, so it's a big part of their family. Then tragedy strikes, and I guess she maybe turns into a cannibal after that.
Roll 10. Ooh, okay. Roll 10. 8. 1, 2, 3. Door is unlocked.
So I officially have these 5 books on my December TBR. I think this stack is very doable. Only 3 of these help me with my read or on haul stack. So not on my official TBR, but I also have these 7 that I need to get to in December. I have 3 Darcy Coates books, ACOTAR, Abandon, The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, and The Immortality Thief. If we're being honest, the first ones to go will be ACOTAR and The Immortality Thief. I have read like 20 books from Darcy Coates at this point, and I can't see myself unhauling them. I'm not gonna get rid of The Songbird and the Heart of Stone, and I really don't want to get rid of Abandon either because I love a lot of books from Blake Crouch. But I'm going to try to get to as many of these as possible. I have my priorities, and I will be doing a video in December where I have to read or get rid of all of these. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe there will be some surprises in it. I'm a little scared for it. Also in December, the main focus is going to be a series that I did last year called Recommendation Rivalry, where I am kind of pitting different recommendation places against each other. This year I'm going to be doing BookTube, Bookstagram, Book Talk, and I think Reddit. So there's going to be 4 episodes where I am reading different genres this time to see where I can get the best book recommendations from. And then there will be some of the usual end of year content as well. I'd love to know what you are most looking forward to reading in December. What is on the top of your list that you have to read before the end of the year? Escape the TBR will be returning in 2026, so you have that to look forward to as well. If you made it to the end and want to leave me an emoji to say you are here, you can leave me a kiwi emoji in the comments because why not? I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope to see you in my next one. Bye.